Hey dear friends, here I'm back, and today I want to talk about improvisation again. It's such an important subject and many people really wonder how they can practice improvisation, how they can insert licks that they practice in their improvisation. And I think the only thing that you can do to really get into it is to start improvising. Just want to impart a little bit of my wisdom on you, and I just had the thought that improvisation is really maybe a lot like having a speech, giving a speech, and you know, there are people who have like scripted speeches, who like read from the paper, and then there's the free speech where you have like bullet points that you need to cover that you might have memorized. So you know maybe you're going to talk about insects, so and then you start with what is an insect and what does it eat, and you go from one bullet point to the next. And I think while you're speaking you're thinking about your next point, and I think that's a little bit like jazz improvisation. You are on one chord, but you're also like hearing ahead what's coming up, if that makes any sense. And I just found this really interesting Tyler XD video. He's also talking about improvisation, and he's talking about the fact that we most of the time, like, you know, intend to play something, right? It's our time to play a solo, and then we intend to play a certain thing that we just like hear, and then 50% of that comes out and the other 50% doesn't work out. So when we improvise, we always come to this place where unexpected stuff happens, and it depends how we handle this moment. We can just like accept it and try to do something with it, or we can get pissed because we intended to play something else. We can't let go of this idea. We absolutely need to play it like this, otherwise it sucks. And from my experience, we might experience a feeling of frustration in the moment where this thing didn't come out like we wanted it to come out, and surprise, that necessarily doesn't mean that it's not cool. It's just we expect something else and something else came out. We are the only person, I am the only person who knew what I wanted to play. Nobody else can possibly know that. And it's interesting, if you record yourself, if you improvise and you record yourself and you listen back, like immediately you might remember what you wanted to play, and then you're maybe frustrated that it didn't come out. But if you listen back to it, let's say a week later, you probably forgot about how you wanted that phrase to go on. And maybe you like it. So we're not always the best judges of our own lines. Because maybe you can think about it like this: something is coming up, it's being served to you, I don't know, and you didn't want to have that meal sort of, but you're still going to do something with it. And today I want to show you how I practice improvisation, like with 3 points or 3 steps. But while I'm doing that, I hope, or I'm open-minded, that stuff will happen that I didn't plan. And I will try to give myself the time to explore that. That also means to stop the jam track or the exercise and just take my time to explore what I wanted to play. So the song that I'm going to use today is All of Me. All of Me has a lot of chords. And first of all, I'm taking it slow when I'm starting improvising. But that can also mean I'm reducing the chords. So I'm just going to take 2 chords. I'm going to take the F major 7, which is like the 4 chord, and the F minor 7, which is like the 4 minor chord, so I can practice changing from major to minor. I have 1 or 2 ideas how I most of the time do that, like, you know, playing the 3rd, making it super clear. But always when I come there, I'm always sort of playing the same shit. And so I want to, while I, you know, like really go into the depths of those 2 chords, I'm sure I find other ways that I like to connect it. So yes, I take the two chords as an F major and F minor, right? And I'm giving myself the permission to go deep, take my time, and forget about the fact that there's so much else to learn. Today or this week it's only going to be those two chords. And when I start with an exercise like this, where I dissect only two chords, most often I start with a technical exercise and I write my own etudes, like most of the time they're 4 bars long or 8 bars. And then I give myself like a challenge, or I think about stuff that I want to work on. I really want to work on playing across the fretboard. Lately I want to play descending lines. So I'm thinking I'm going to play an F major scale descending all over the fretboard for the F major chord, and then I'm going to play an F melodic minor scale because I like it on the 4 minor chord. To have a nice 4-bar phrase, I'm starting on the end of 2 like this, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, always counting loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And you know, when I'm thinking about an exercise, I'm thinking about what, for example, did I like never practice? For example, accents. So maybe I'm practicing accents. And I'm playing like 45 minutes like this until I come to the point where it feels a little easier. I'm not speeding up the tempo, I'm just really getting down into the sound. And what I like about it, I'm practicing so many things, right? I'm practicing playing across the fretboard and accents, but all the time I'm switching between the F major and the F melodic minor scale. So I'm also training my ears at the same time to hear the changing chords. And then the next step would be to record a loop with those two chords. And I'm giving myself all the time to hear the chord and switch the chord. So I'm going to record the F major for like 4 bars and the F minor for like 4 bars. Now I've been listening to those two changing chords for quite a while, right? I practiced the technical exercises, I played my etude over the chord. Now it's time to improvise. I can give myself different restrictions, right? So I'm giving myself restrictions so I won't play the stuff that I always play. I can restrict myself to just practice in one area of the fretboard. But today I'm going to restrict myself, first of all, to only play quarter notes and then 8 notes and then maybe some 60 notes. My aim or my goal is only to continue playing quarter notes. And let's see what happens. Trying not to expect anything. I find it boring what I'm playing. And then I continue with the 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And let's play some 60 notes. I'm going just to check where they are. 2, 3, 4. And all of a sudden I caught myself playing sort of like an augmented chord, and because, to be quite honest, I was a little bit bored with my own playing very long stretch of F major, very long stretch of F minor, and I'm playing one scale, okay. And then all of a sudden my fingers went to this augmented triad. I didn't plan on this, but then it was, oh Jesus, I just did this analysis of Chopin's solo where he's also playing like fives, you know, the C7 is the 5 in F major and in F minor, in between to spice up the line. And now we're coming to the place where it's getting interested. I'm already stuttering. It's like I'm going to try to play some C7 in between. Can play like a C7 arpeggio when I'm playing over the C F major chord. Could also play like a C7 flat 9 so chord. I'm thinking if I have an F major, I can also play C7 in my line. So I can play C7 arpeggio. But I could also raise the C to the D flat. And then I have a diminished arpeggio, right? And think, okay, I have this diminished arpeggio which works over going to F major and to minor, doesn't matter. And I'm already thinking, okay, D flat, E, G, B flat, okay, G. Maybe I can use this Django Reinhardt thing here. To spice up my lines, right? And you know, it's not by complete accident that this comes up, because I have been teaching diminished arpeggio yesterday evening a lot in a class, and I think what I just want to say that we expect stuff to come out in a way that we want it, right? Maybe we want to control it, and so maybe we're practicing a lick and we want to that lick comes out in a certain way. So maybe the entire lick, and you know, but it's not how it works. Whatever you're practicing is going to come out, but when it wants. And it's also going to inform your playing, and sometimes we don't even realize it. Anyways, I'm babbling on. I'm trying to do this now on the same jam track. Yeah, and now and now you see I'm struggling a little bit, and I'm thinking, okay, where will I play it? Right in there. We can basically play it everywhere, but I'm going to try to play it now in the in bar number 4, so it leads into the next chord. I'm going to count 2, 2, yeah. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah, and already I have a myriad of things that I want to practice. First of all, I'm realizing my right hand picking is not really cool when I'm playing those 60 notes, and that's because I haven't been practicing a lot lately, but I have exercises that will help me write. So I will practice a tremolo exercise on one string, or like string skipping exercises, but a lot of right hand technique exercise. So that's where that would lead to. The other thing is that I realize I'm struggling with the 60 note phrase in bar number 4 because it's 60 notes and I don't know how to get that all on my fretboard. If you're playing in one position and you're playing 60 notes, 1 E enter 2, 3, 4, yeah, then you already, I don't know how to end it, where to go to. I'm struggling to find the right point to release it. And what I would do about it is probably write some etudes and try to find some lines that I sort of prepare to get a feeling for that. And yeah, and then when I have a feeling for it, then I can again play a lot of variation. So basically what I want to say is, I think it's a good thing that all the questions that we have, how we can play something on the guitar, it's a good thing if that comes from making music or from playing tunes. So if you're lost and you don't know what to practice, take a tune and try to learn it. If it's too much, take 2 chords and start with the 2 chords, and then just start to practice and give yourself the permission to investigate stuff that comes up. Maybe you keep a journal, you write down what you just discovered. And I recommend doing it something like this, maybe 45 minutes of the technical exercise, getting into the sound, and then another 45 minutes of explorations. But be sure that you use some restrictions, maybe like the rhythm pyramid. And yes, this needs a lot of time, but like this you can go really deep and you can give your subconscious a chance to serve you some ideas. Don't throw them away. If something comes out you didn't expect, maybe stop and look what it is and investigate it. And that's it, and I see you next week. Bye. Also, there's a course for beginning jazz guitarists. It contains 10 standard songs with accompaniment and solos and tabs and everything you need to get started to play those 10 songs. There's always a very easy way to play over the song using a pentatonic, and there's also a little bit of a music theory, and it's just a way I want to help you to get started. You can buy this course at allthethingsguitar.com, and I wish you a lot of fun in exploring the stuff.